Hey guys, my name is Ofentse Pitse and you are live on Japan. So the Red Bull Symphonic presents Kabza and Ofentse Pitse collaboration started with this concept that Red Bull started overseas, right, where they put together an illustrious conductor with an artist that is quite big in that region. So last year they had one with Metro Booming. So this year they had an idea of having a big one in South Africa that celebrates the biggest genre right now, which is Amapiano. So it was fitting to have this elaborate project to be between myself and the king of the genre right now, Kabza. I would say that how Red Bull aims to merge the worlds of Amapiano and classical music is really fusing the creative geniuses or the creative prowess of my world with Kabza. So Kabza is an amazing creator, and he puts so much time in his craft. And if you listen to a lot of his music, he features a lot of vocalists and who are really, really good. So if you look at it really, Kabza's approach to his music is quite operatic, right? Because in opera, we have the music, we have the pianist, or we have the orchestra with the vocalist. So it wasn't too far-fetched or difficult for me to imagine or envision how my interpretation of his songs was going to come to life. I just felt like it was happening at the right time, also celebrating 30 years of freedom and having this youth expressive genre as Amapiano happening in the world, like taking the world by storm. I think this project is happening at the right time at the right time. As a female conductor who is both pioneering and does groundbreaking stuff, this is so affirming, because when I got into conducting, I really got into it so that my friends could look at orchestras as a cool thing, because I would always get responses from my friends saying, oh, you go into rehearsal, that's so boring, you are doing that very unfamiliar genre. So doing these projects is an elaborate way for me to juxtapose my vision for orchestra. So even in other projects that I've done, I've always looked at what can I pair with orchestra. So I've done projects with orchestra and Afro jazz, orchestra and house music. I've done orchestra with pop music. So this is just an extension of my vision for orchestra. I would say the challenges that arose from putting this event together, it's when you look at Amapiano, it has a standard structure, right? So it has a BPM, especially Kabza's music, so it has a BPM of 112 to 113. So to look at the musicality of that bass structure was a bit complex and difficult, right? And so for me it was quite challenging because I wanted to highlight the classical music world, so that people who come to the show will be like, oh, I've heard this from a Mozart score or Mozart symphony, and there's people who will watch movies and say, oh, I've heard this from a certain action movie. So we try to collaborate, or infuse rather, various worlds in pop culture and in classical music that will make people want to feel nostalgic when they come to the show, and to also be educated. So I would say the challenge was really looking at how I'm going to achieve that. But Kabza has been amazing and phenomenal in allowing me to have like a blank canvas with his music. So that's what makes this project so spiritual, because really it was a collaborative and pursuit himself and I. So the approach to the scoring, right, has been very much from a classical music and also academic point of view. So each and every song has an idea, even in the writing, the phrasing, the dynamics, right? We took to Italian phrases, we took to German phrases to just bring out the classical music roots, right? And then also there's some elements where there are rhythms of Amapiano that people will be like, oh, I know that sound or that rhythm from Amapiano. So it was a fusion of the academia of classical music and also I would say the experience or the vibe or the mood of Amapiano that we tried to fuse in this project. So I would say that was a very interesting take, and it challenged me also as a creative, because it made me step out of my room and also made me feel like, okay, I need to fall in love with this genre in order to be able to be as honest as possible, and also to be able to fuse the various worlds that need to be represented at this show. The one thing that I would like for the audience to take away from this show is the beauty of being an African child, what I always say is that for me, sound came from Africa. And when you even look at the genealogy of certain instruments, such as the harp, they come from Africa. So, and we are sometimes so far removed from the Western world, who makes us believe that Africa is not the, we are not the innovators of specific things. So I would like to reinstill that kingship, right, for each and every person who will be coming to the show, for us to remember really who we are, and also to remember that we are badass as Africans in